I'm a little walking tour video, Mount Hope again. Well, I gotta wait to get across the road. Talk about some of the businesses in the face of some of the buildings. By the way, this building for Mount Hope Baptist Temple was built in 1926. I was told it was established, and if memory serves me right, Mount Hope Baptist Temple was actually established in 1885, which means if that's the case, from what the old timers said from a sign in the back, that means this is not the original building. Because if it's built in 1926, that was 1885. Of course, Mountain Hotel is not the original building. It was built in the 1870s, I think. I need to look, because I can't remember the exact time the original hotel was built, was burnt down, and was rebuilt. Of course, the original building was not a hotel, it was a boarding house. I just came there, they got good ice cream, coffee, smoothies. Of course, at the moment, they're almost completely out of ice cream, but they got a truck coming in a few days. So, I'm filming this on September 16th. There's the New River Coal Company. I think the town's mayor is the only person that still has offices in there right now. Actually, I think there might be one other person, I'm not sure. I do know that the New River Coal Company building is a nice building. I point out, there's Red Wing. Somebody that watches my videos was asking about what they make there. I comment about some stuff from mines and logging companies. My spelling is not the best sometimes, so easier to say in the video. I know they make logging seines, and they also make trucking seines to put around your truck tires, longer logging seines and tow wrenches. I think they make those cable wrenches as well for that these companies will use, logging companies will use to pull stuff up, trees up. I'm trying to remember everything they make. I know a little bit because somebody told me everything, all the stuff they make. I just don't remember all of it. My memory's not the best on some things. I'm young, but one thing I do have struggle remembering is names. I can meet a new person, they'll tell me their name. 5 minutes later, I'm like, what's his name again? It's like here, they give me a whole list of stuff they make, and I try to remember everything they make. And I remember somebody I talked to a while back, because they didn't give me a list, they told me. New River Coal Company. I'd like to point out though, this is one thing we have here in Mountain Hope that's very rare to see nowadays. It's these old school machine shop buildings built by the coal companies. This case, it's New River Coal Company. There's one in Coldwood still standing too. There's a machine shop in Coldwood. But you just don't see this anymore. These coal companies actually, let's see if that stuff's still there. I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, Mountaineer Gas done hauled it away. Mountaineer Gas just came through and is replacing gas lines through town. I seen sections of the gas line earlier today when I was trying to film, but the video didn't turn out. There was chunks of gas line that had 4 holes. The old gas line that's pulling up is very holy. It's got a decent amount of holes in it. And it looks like it's been leaking some. That's the main reason Mountaineer Gas is replacing the gas lines on these back streets through here. That old metal gas line is really old. I'm glad they're replacing it because seeing that old gas line, the small holes in it because it's so old and rusty. The new stuff is waterproof. It's made out of that rubbery plastic material. It's very strong and durable. It'll be protected by the weather. The rain and snow won't wear it out. I know they done about 2 years ago, they came through and done the whole entire gas main. Now they're just doing the city lines because earlier this year, back in March, they went up North Mountain Avenue and we ran the gas lines behind most of the apartments here. But I did find out some information though. My stop at the coffee shop helps my videos. But Red Wing owns all this. Oh, when you need to lift it, drag it, or tie it down, Red Wing. I was pretty careful of the sign. You can still see the old loading dock there where they used to unload and unload trains back in the day. They expanded the building now. We can still see some of the old loading dock. I think it's sometime in the mid 1950s when they removed that well, when they quit using that well spur. They removed some of it shortly thereafter. Of course, they also removed the rest of it recently, like in 2013. I gotta find out some more information about these vacant lots and properties I'm thinking about buying at this tax sale. I want to get stuff with a lien on it. Although I may not invest in more outside of town than I do in town. I'm not saying I won't invest here in Mount Hope, because I want to invest here in Mount Hope. There's the old visors. Well, they too says these look like hats. The well things look like hats. But this is an old railroad crossing, by the way. Well, the tracks is not that old through here because they've been rebuilt in recent years. But you got the mechanical bell, and over there you got that pinnacle on top. This is really old. Most of the steel rails is, well, steel rails is actually 1950s rail, but at the same time it's not been here that many years because R.J. Corman replaced the ribbon rail, the conjoined rail, ribbon rail, but a lot of the rails stayed in 1950, 1951. So it came from another rail line somewhere else. But a lot of this, when that many years ago, they came through, put down the ribbon rail and replaced most of the ties. So they basically rebuilt the track which is being used. It's kind of interesting watch all those machines and equipment. I got to talk to Andy Davis. Apparently his family bought this. I found his family bought this building, and they might be the ones putting the taco place in there. They're going to call it Taco City. When it gets open, I'm going to go in there and buy tacos. You can eat tacos and watch trains go by. The Mount Hope Library, still the Mount Hope Library. I was in there a little bit ago. The sunlight was bouncing off the door and reflecting the door of the library. Here, so I seen something bright yellow in the front of this building. I was trying to figure out what in the world I was looking at. That allows it's just the sunlight reflecting off the door of the library. Of course, the sun's pretty much set now. Well, maybe not. It's only 6 o'clock. I think I still got a little over an hour of sunset. Only bad thing about this time of year, the days are getting shorter and nights are getting longer. Never did get a hold of the owner of this house here. Alan. For a second there, I thought I was going to stop recording again. Well, one person is a friend of mine, so I don't think they would be mad about the video, but if I would have gotten in the middle of a conversation with them, then I wouldn't have been able to record all that. There's a back for air. That's the Mount Hope Mustang memorabilia room. I guess it don't hurt that what happened this morning that caused me to have to stop. That's how I had a crazy experience this morning. It caused me, and it happened in the middle of the video that I wasn't planning on recording, which I can't put on YouTube. Oh well. Because then I forgot to point out the Mustang memorabilia room anyways. And I found out a little bit of information. Actually, also since then found out who owns that building, who actually bought the building down there. I don't know when they're going to open up the memorabilia room, but it will be open to the public at some point so people can see. So if you went to school here, you can see it. New Earth Healing Holistic Health Center did not walk out. Bonbons. I actually miss Bonbons. I actually miss it there. I used to go in there a lot. Dean and Doug was going to actually plan to open up during the Jubilee. They were actually going to open Bonbons. I think they were going to buy a bunch of drinks and stuff and put them in on display inside. Put them in the course. Tell the course on to buy a bunch of drinks and a bunch of snacks and stuff and sell during the Jubilee, along with a bunch of hardware they had left over as well. I think the plans were to put a lot of the mirrors and a lot of the stuff that Mike and Robbie from American Pickles didn't get up for sale, along with a bunch of drinks and stuff like that. but Jubilee got canceled due to coronavirus increase. But if things work out according to plan, I'm going to try to maybe either rent or buy this for the future main headquarters of Wallace Antiques. I kind of prefer to buy it. Of course, I'm waiting on Dean and Doug at the moment. At this present moment, I'm not in the greatest situation financially. I'll have to figure some stuff out. Not in a bad situation. The good news is all my bills for the month are paid. And that's I'll put a little bit back in savings, but I'm not in a situation where I could afford to buy another building at the present moment. May have everything paid and be caught up, but I got to get a little bit farther ahead before I invest in another building. Unless it's a tax sale auction, I just get the stuff for taxes. But I don't know what's going on with this place. The owner apparently will not return any calls or texts. I give up on trying to get a hold of him because it's obvious he's not going to work with me about buying this building, so it's time to give up and quit trying. There's holes in the roof. He should sell it. But people for this building, for example, the guy told me if I come up $150,000, he'll sell it to me. I don't have $150,000 extra dollars, unless I get lucky enough to get the winning Powerball ticket. Of course, I don't know what the lowest he'd go. I never tried to I didn't even try to negotiate. If I would have tried to negotiate, I probably could have worked out a deal if I didn't even try. So I'll wait to see what happens there. But it's a beautiful building. I've been there before, but not recently, and I can't really get permission to go in there and film. If I could, I would, but I can't. It's not recent. It's been a few years or more. I remember when James was selling it, and I do remember when the very messy family happened. At some point, I did get to actually do a video. Well, I didn't get to do a video, but I did get to snap a few photos. But that was like years ago, and I didn't know what I'd done with the photos. I never uploaded them on Facebook, but I can't now because the new owner wouldn't want the photos. So it was not recently. It's been a while. Yeah, it's peaceful here. I know that you got the music masters where you get music. I like Harry's wanting to find somebody who can lease or rent their building over there. Got 708 and then 710. That guy may be moving out of 710 because apparently the company I got in there is outgrowing the building. I need a bigger building. But Peggy Sue's. I'm going to say this could be one of the last times. I said, you know, I saw Lonnie inside the whole coffee shop, and I could ask about this sign. I want to save this Coca-Cola sign, this Peggy Sue sign. It needs to be saved. When they demolish the building, I'm hoping to see it saved and not destroyed. But sadly, Peggy Sue's will be gone. You know, they were selling stories up here talking about the days when they were a boy, and I was sitting and listening to some of the stories at the coffee shop here. I do remember my uncle used to come down here and get drunk all the time. I remember that. He spent a lot of time down here. But if things work out, that one place, I could be that one-story front. I want that to be the main headquarters of Wallace Antiques, that one from Bonbons. I still want the laundromat, but I can't come up with the money right now. Sadly, half the roof is gone here. Somebody, you know what? Somebody beat me to it. There's 2 glass insulators on there. I didn't even think about it. They cut the power. I could have grabbed those insulators too late. But I wasn't even thinking about it. Somebody grabbed them, I don't know who, but somebody saved them. So they definitely got saved. Well, there's 3 more. Okay, that's a rainbow. After every storm, there's a rainbow of hope. It's not been raining lots. That little quick proof of rain that barely even deadened the pavement. Almost immediately after it got where it's been such a hot day, almost immediately afterwards, the sun dried it up. So I'm surprised to see the rainbow. Perfect time rainbow though. I'll say that. And these 2 lots Apparently there's a $10,000 lien on this because the houses with the asbestos and everything else that's set here. These lots may be big enough where you could sell more than what the lien is worth on. I don't know if these are worth it. I'm going to talk to Polly and find out more about the liens. I found out about them, so I'm going to look into them before I start buying properties for taxes here. Yes, one can make good money at these tax sales, but one has to be careful. It takes years to become a millionaire at that. You're not going to buy stuff, be a millionaire in a few short years. You have to wait 16 months. If it's a house and there's a lot of work, you have to put a lot of work into it. If it's a vacant lot, you can sell it, but you can't sell it for a lot. You might get $5,000 out of a lot you pay a few $100s for, or $10,000. You never know, depending on the size lot. I'm still not getting enough in that 19 acres to pay off that loan anyways. But I still got like 6 more months before I can legally claim it. And there's the rainbow. And there's the laundromat building. That's the building I'm hoping to get. Well, actually, I know I could walk. I already know I'm going to be able to work out a deal with Bonbons. That I done talked to Dean and Doug, and they agreed to give me first choice on that one-story storefront when they get it ready. I don't know, me and a friend of mine that's wanting to do the furniture store, so I can do antiques and furniture. And if we go together in the store, I'm not going in by myself. Of course, that will be next year before I even get it off the ground. That'll be this project for 2022. I might get it going sooner, before the spring. I can't really give a direct answer. Okay. I'm not get out of the car and start screaming at me for filming. I'm not in the mood to be screamed at by idiots. They're still going. Still going, but staring at me. Whatever. But here's another view of the front. I miss these buildings being here, but the roof on both storefronts look kind of like this. That one's not, well, almost as bad. I wonder if I pull one brick out of the wall, I wonder if it brings the whole building down. I think I saw that in a movie once where somebody walks up to a abandoned house and they pull one board and the whole house falls down. They're like, what does it do? Nothing. All it did was this. And they demonstrate. Here's just a silly movie on TV. But I'm going to go here and get me some lunch. I forgot to point out, Giuseppe's has New York style pizza. Very good pizza too. Of course, it's not real authentic New York style pizza, because to be authentic New York style pizza has to be from New York City. However, it's still very good. So is the baked ziti. That's my favorite. That's what I'm going for. It's the baked ziti.